The European Union is at risk of a no-deal Brexit and the coronavirus pandemic, member states have warned. Brussels has been urged to consider the impact of failing to broker a trade agreement with Britain as well as its response to bloc's most alarming post-war economic downturn. Ireland and Belgium are understood to have raised concerns about the added shock of a hard Brexit at recent discussions over the EU's next 7-year budget and €750 billion recovery fund. Their warnings have further complicated the battle to deliver an EU 27 response to the disruptive lockdowns enforced to slow the spread of the pandemic. As a result of the restrictive measures, the Eurozone is forecast to slump 8.7% this year. Ireland and Belgium are among the countries that have the most to lose from a disruption to trade the UK in 2021. Britain is set to leave the EU's single market and customs union on December 31 with or without a deal, after Boris Johnson insisted he would not extend the post-Brexit transition period. The Prime Minister raised the prospect of a no-deal exit after sanctioning an ultimatum that could see his lead negotiator, David Frost, walk out of talks this autumn if an agreement doesn't look possible. The two sides are still wrangling over controversial EU demands to secure the same access to Britain's fishing grounds, and keep the country tied to the bloc's rulebook and under the watch of the European Court of Justice. At a recent meeting of EU diplomats, Belgium said the European Commission's proposed recovery fund did not take into account the economic threat posed by Brexit. Ireland added that any disruption triggered by Britain's departure would need to be considered as part of the bailout package and 7-year budget. Both Dublin and Brussels are expected to receive a much smaller share of the grants because they have emerged relatively unscathed from the pandemic's peak. Member states and European businesses have been warned to prepare for a no-deal Brexit as the clock counts down to the end of the year. European sources said firms have been urged to consider implementing contingency measures that were designed by the Commission when withdrawal agreement talks appeared on the brink of collapse in 2018 and 2019.